Semantic precision. What in the devil is that? Hello guys, and welcome back to English Touch. In today's video we're going to be looking at part 1, use of English in proficiency. So, as you may or may not know, in part 1 of use of English you're presented with a text with 8 gaps. Now these gaps, let's imagine we have one gap. There are 4 options to one gap, so it's multiple choice in simple terms. The text that's presented to you may have come from an encyclopedia entry, it may have come from a newspaper article, an advertisement, or even a library text, and I think several other sources too. This part of the test tests you on several aspects. One of them is your knowledge of idioms. Now, I would recommend staying to the end of the video where you can see a video done by myself about idioms. Phrasal verbs too. Again, end of the video, check it out. Your knowledge of collocations and also fixed phrases, okay? And the last thing is semantic precision. Semantic precision is basically your understanding or your comprehension of a certain word and its meaning. We'll see an example in today's video so it becomes more clear for you. So, some advice. I advise that you read the text very carefully and the full text throughout, and then look at the questions. Think carefully about your selection for the right answer. Although you may think this is the one, there may be a better one. So this is what we're talking about when we talk about semantic precision. You have to really look at the prepositions as well to see if the word that you're looking for fits well with the preposition at hand. And if you really don't know, it's worth trying because you have 4 options, you have 25% chance of getting it right. So don't leave any blanks when you move on to part 2 because you will not have any points taken away. It's best having a go and see what happens. So without further ado, let's look at some questions that are in relation to part 1 of this test. So as we talked about idioms before, here we have a sentence which involves an idiom. They had a terrible row, all because Mike had got hold of the wrong end of the line, stick, rope or ruler when Sonia was explaining what had happened at the beach. Now, idioms, you either know them or you don't. So if you've not got the answer already, you probably would be guessing. Now, to get the wrong end of the stick would be the right answer. This is usually when a misunderstanding happens, okay? Maybe you're trying to explain something to a friend and he or she may have taken it the wrong way. So they get a bit angry or upset and you could say, sorry, but I think you've got the wrong end of the stick. Example number 2. Here we're going to look at a collocation. And it's very important you understand the meaning of the collocation. So let's have a look. Primary education has been seriously, deeply, highly, remarkably underfunded in this area of the country for many years now, and it is about time something was done about it. The answer here would be A. So seriously and underfunded are often used together as this collocation. Words that are often used together in this way are called collocations. So again, you have to keep your eye out for these kinds of words. Next, we're going to look at a fixed phrase. Everyone quickly made, had, saved, or took their places on the stage in readiness for the curtain to go up. The answer is D, took. To take one's place is a fixed phrase. This means that it contains elements that can change with the sense of the sentence. For example, he took his place or they took their places. Next, we're going to look at complementation. So words that complement others. The menu composed, contained or comprised of various starters, main courses and desserts, all in my opinion designed to please the eye rather than the palate. The answer here is A. Consist takes the preposition of, to consist of. For example, my family consists of 5 members. Me, my 2 brothers, and my mother and father. Your knowledge of prepositions, reflexive verbs, and verb patterns is tested in this part, in this type of question. Let's look at phrasal verbs. Pete didn't bother to come, show, catch, or go up until nearly the end of the lesson, and then he just slouched into the room and flung himself into a seat with no apology. The answer is be. To show up means to put in an appearance. For example, Roger didn't show up to the meeting last night as he was ill. Finally, we have this technical term, semantic precision. So basically the meaning or understanding of the word, especially in context. The rain crept, waded, trickled, or teemed down slowly under his coat collar, making him feel thoroughly damp and miserable. The answer is C. Trickled is the only word here which refers to the movement of water. The word crept is, for example, when you may arrive home at the early hours, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you don't want to wake anybody up. So you're walking on your tiptoes, not to create any noise. Waded, on the other hand, is in reference to perhaps yourself when you get out of a boat and you have to wade through the water to get to dry land. Okay, so you're walking through the water and it's actually quite difficult for you to do so by wading through the water. And teemed comes from the verb to teem. It means to be full of. For example, the garage is teeming with wasps or bees. Imagine there was a beehive in your garage. The garage is teeming with bees. It's full of bees. So guys, if you want, you can have a go now at doing your very own part 1 use of English. I'm going to give you the text and you can pause the video and you can have a go at completing these 8 questions with the multiple choice from 1 to 8. And I'll also leave the answers to the text at the end of the video. So remember to read the whole text, think about the correct answer. Although there may be 1 or 2 that could sound right, there's going to be one that fits the best. And have a go. If you don't know the answer, have a go. You've got 25% chance. So if you like, you can check out the video I did of phrasal verbs and also some idioms. At the end of the video, you can click the link. So see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.